Fuck.
Because I was like,
I was
I'm
what
looking
I
at it
was
and I'm like, I don't know if this is working. This is may not be
I'm
working.
sorry, YouTube. I'm sorry. I forgot
It's
to
okay.
press the live button.
We didn't really get going. Now we are going. Now we are there. There we go. That's awesome.
Okay,
Um,
just to recap, Call of Duty is planning a movie franchise. They're most likely going to ruin it. We're talking about the Perfect Dark franchise and catching up on that. What is it? That they released a trailer and people were criticizing the look of the female character in an age where, gaming studios intentionally making female characters look ugly and mannish. And it turns out that the trailer that was released was not even actual in-game footage, as it was implying. It wasn't any. It was just rendered cinematic that they made. And it turns out like they didn't have really a concept of what was going to happen in Perfect Dark, and the only inkling the devs had of the story was from that trailer that they released. And then it turns out that Microsoft kind of just canceled the game. And I'm like, okay, so another studio, I forgot what the studio was called, but another studio wanted to purchase the Perfect Dark franchise, the IP, to make a game, to at least make a game, to do something about it. Because people were showing interest in a game. They were, despite the criticism. But Microsoft decided to keep the IP and shelve it again. So, yeah, there's that. I don't know why AAA studios do this, or fucking Microsoft is making like really bad calls, and it's pretty annoying at this point. I don't remember any in-game trailers in the past 7 years for any game. You know what? Fair, Okeldoc, fair. And Monster Hunter Wilds, apparently, they blame the reason why they have such low sales is because they blame it on PlayStation 5 being too expensive. That's the reason why they're failing. They're going down in sales. There's not a lot of sales. It's because the PS5 is so expensive. That's why no one's buying our game. And it's not because it's poorly optimized. Totally not the reason. And they've been asking people to fix it, and they've been ignoring it. Could not be that. Of course not. Oh, and those on YouTube, Saib is here with me. It's just my OBS crashed on the group.
yeah,
OBS kind of
there's
crashed a
a
bit, so it's like,
yeah, yeah. We're trying to get it up now, but it's not the most important thing in the world.
yeah. Let's see. So, oh wait, where was I? Oh, okay. So, collective shout, because we love hearing about them. Collective shout interview Steam. Oh, collective shout interview. Quote: Steam's sexual violence. Uh, game defenders are abusers in real life, because the slanderer don't stop slandering apparently. God, they really removed a lot of. They removed a lot of freaking games. Nobody has a human right to. Oh God. What is it? Nobody has a human right to simulate and enact fantasies of rape and extreme violence against women. Caitlin Roper, the campaign's manager at Collective Shout, explained in a recent email interview with me. Not being able to access grape games from popular gaming platforms is a minor inconvenience, not a violation of persons' rights. payment processors get to determine if they do not want to host illegal content, including rape, sexual violence, incest, child sexual abuse, and exploitation and bestiality. Bestiality? Bestiality. Is that how you spell it? Sorry, it was.
Well, I don't want to say the actual word because that'll get us in trouble.
Yeah,
But
but
I do believe you pronounce it beast, as in like beast man,
I know,
which
but
is
but
kind of how we think
is
that
that how you
all this
spell it?
yeah,
Is it like
beast. Yeah, yeah,
no
yeah.
best
It's
is
literally
bestiality?
no, not best. Yeah, it's beast, as in like beast, an animal, beast, beast, and then eality.
Oh, they misspelled it. Now it's
Well, yeah,
bestiality.
because they're
Bestiality.
because that word does trigger a lot of things, because
Oh,
that is illegal in a lot of places in the world. Like, strangely, not all places, but it's definitely illegal in a lot of places.
they
And
really.
this goes to show what these people will ultimately do. First, it's all of this stuff. Then it's going to be, well, killing is just as bad. We can't have you killing anybody in a video game. Blood is really bad. Can't have you showing blood. That's it. And again, the argument goes back. The kind of the truest kind of argument is, which I agree with like one with like a minor caveat. Okay, so I completely agree with the idea, with the conception, with the overall concept being that
Excuse me.
we do not want um we don't want to encourage this kind of stuff, but at the same time we don't want to censor this out, because first of all, these are not real people. You know, when you're driving your video game car in video game, what's the city that it's actually set in, the Grand Theft Auto games, whatever it's called. There's
San
some,
Andrea? No.
yeah, it's like, well, they always
Andreas?
change the name. We had this discussion literally last week.
Yeah, I don't
um
know. I don't know the names. I don't play them.
Right,
So,
Vice City. We'll just call it Vice City. So you're driving your car around Vice City, you're looking at all the NPCs that are there, and you decide to run over a bunch of them, steal from a bunch of them, and do other stuff. Those are not real people. Those are not real people. They are sprites inside of a video game that are not damaged when they are played with. They are fine. Now, I am the type of person who I always play the good route. I almost never will choose like the actively like worst ending possible for a game. Like, I was mortified once when I got the bad one of the bad endings in Fallout 2, because I didn't realize that I had accidentally killed somebody early in my game that was an innocent, and that gives you this like, it gives you the like the worst like ending guaranteed, period. And it's just like, oh, okay, so not ready for that, wasn't happy with that at all. And was mortified on it. That said, if you want to play the evil route in Baldur's Gate and cut off Carlith's head, because why would you monster? But it's in the game for you to do. And games allow us to play with our dark side so that we know, so that we can retrospect on them. And that's what story is for. That's what thought experiments are for. And if you can't comprehend why you would
the
do those things,
the problem is that these people conflate fantasy for reality, and that's not it. People
yes, yeah, yeah,
people who play
that's a big
games
big problem.
most of the time can separate reality from fantasy. People who play games most of the time can separate fantasy from reality. I'm not saying all gamers are, not all there are some gamers out there who have some mental health issues and can, what is it, get really engrossed in a game to the point of an unhealthy habit. But majority of gamers understand this is not real. This isn't real. I don't know. It's getting to this. We keep harping about it. we keep harping about it because this is going to be an issue until collective shout eventually goes away. Apparently there's actually like some legal issues going on with collective shout. Uh but since what is it? Legal stuff takes a while. We haven't heard anything new about it, but apparently some government stuff is going on with them. But I digress. The we keep emphasizing that the reason why it's a bad thing because to take away the bad games, the problematic games, why that's a bad thing is because that's how it starts. It starts out taking away the bad stuff, the problematic stuff, the stuff that makes people uncomfortable. It starts out that way. And then soon they're going to push for, if you look at it, if you look at the perspective of this way, it's actually pretty problematic, and so we should get rid of that. So lightly offensive games are going to be taken away. And then they're going to be like, well, actually, this shows women in a derogatory light, so we're going to get rid of these games. And it's actually, if you have a freaking working brain, it's actually a game that doesn't take advantage of women at all. So it's like, why did you get rid of that game? It didn't do anything bad against women. Why do you take away that game? It's like, oh, but we decided that it's inappropriate, inappropriately showing women because women flash their ankles and that's inappropriate, and we don't want degenerates looking at women's ankles. And it's like, what? And then they started taking that away, and then they are like, and then, you know what I mean? It just,
And for all these fools that are doing this, they have no idea what they're doing, because this is not going to stop this. If you've got a dictionary, look up the Puritans. The Puritans went. The people of the day went from these Puritans who were like they. I can't even talk about some of the stuff they would do. They wouldn't. They would. A married couple would never have seen either one, like would never see the other partner in the marriage without full clothes on. Okay, that was the Puritans. And that was the, when we talk about like people seeing their ankles and stuff like that,
yeah.
that was like, if you see my ankles, sir, we are we are both going to hell. It's like it went from that one generation to the next generation was like, oh yeah, gonna pop on down by the brothel today. Gonna have a swig with the knickers. It's gonna be super fun. And it went from that in one generation, from one extreme to the next extreme, so instantly fast. This is a terrible, terrible thing for them to do. This is only going to screw them over in the worst possible ways, and they don't even realize it because they're so selfishly arrogant that they honestly believe that this is going to have no consequences. It's a nightmare. It is such a nightmare fuel. It's just
Yep. But everyone's fighting the good fight. I like to believe so. I don't know if the, what is it, the fire with fire, uh, what is it, fight fire with fire initiative is still going, where it's like on, like people from freaking 4chan are like
well,
calling
yeah, like
credit card
they're still
companies.
going. They're still going, but I mean, this war is going to, and this is what this is. This is a war. It's going to just keep on going.
Yep. Sometimes it feels never ending, but who knew that this would be modern age warfare? Just like calling calling representative hotlines just to stop censorship. This is getting crazy, dude. Uh Moving on to other gaming news. Stellar Blade sequel confirmed as in development right now. Stellar Blade 2 sequel 2. I don't know if they're gonna make it like following another character or it's still gonna be Eve, but yeah, they confirmed that there's gonna be a sequel. Uh so someone did a retrospective of Bungie's like history, and I thought it was pretty fascinating because it showed how it was like the gaming franchise for like what is it, for Halo. I don't know if I don't believe they've made any other games out of Halo until way later. As far as I know, they only focused on Halo. But they made a staple of history in gaming culture with Halo as a franchise, only for it to be basically a husk of what it used to be. Like they would have, was it hundreds of thousands of concurrent players, hundreds of thousands, guys, like almost a million players constantly playing Bungie games. And now they barely have 20,000 people playing their games concurrently. That's fucking sad. That's really sad. The fall of a titan, I guess. But yeah, they basically went over the history of Bungie and how they made a name for themselves in the industry. It was kind of sad because behind the scene, you can see how they got themselves into this future situation where they put a lot of money and effort into making one game only for it to what is it? I forgot what the name was called, but they made a game and they shipped it out, but it turned out that it was buggy on launch. This was back when there wasn't any live service and there wasn't, and it was all physical. So when it turned out that the physicals were all buggy and glitchy, they had to recall the glitchy physical discs, and they had to resend out more updated, improved discs. But apparently that severely cost them a lot of money, to the point where they had to look to other, what is it? They had to look to a publisher to basically stay afloat, and that's how they got purchased by, Xbox, Microsoft. And then they ended up moving on to create Halo, the franchise, and it was glorious. But then, glory days kind of fade after a while. And eventually they moved on to, they changed to 343 games or something. I don't know. Like, and then they started making live service games with what is it, Destiny, and then Destiny 2, and they've been doing a lot of predatory actions with Destiny, with, what is it, they pushed out all these expansions, but then they block, like they start taking away the expansions, and they actually, like, they were trying to do like this thing called the vault, where they take all the expansions and basically strip it out of the game, and then just drip feed the content back into the game, which is like kind of fucked up because this is content people already paid for, and then they're gonna take it away and then do, like, what is it, annual launches of certain expansions that people already paid for. And that's so, it fucking boggles my mind. I'm like, who thought this was a good idea? When initially they talked about the vault, there was a lot of backlash, but then, and so they backtracked on it, but then they did it anyways. Like they started cutting content here and there, and they even got into a lawsuit about like copying. Wait, yeah, Bungie's had a lot of what is it, problems with copying other people's work, because there was one
Yeah, yeah,
incident.
yeah.
Yeah.
With Marathon, yeah.
Yeah, but on Destiny, apparently they got into a lawsuit because one of the factions in Destiny, in one of the newer expansions, it turned out that they copied someone who wrote a book about the, like, this red faction, and had like a distinct weapon style and what is it, dog companions. And Bungie put it into the game and blatantly ripped it off, and the guy was like suing them, but then and people were like asking like where's the expansion because we know you have the code for it, and Bungie's like, oh well, it's they quickly freaking ripped the expansion out, might I add. They ripped this expansion out of Destiny so quickly, and they were like, oh well, we can't show you the content because it's all deleted and hidden behind the vault, the vault that they said that they were not going to do originally. They said, oh, it's locked behind the vault and we can't access it because it's gone now. Oops.
Yeah, I mean
Oops.
they just really just messed this. Like Bungie is one of the it's one of the saddest and most terrible stories in the video game industry, because you had what was once a giant that should have struck out on their own, but instead they just couldn't stay away from that publisher money. That publisher money just shoveling money down their throat. And they just couldn't. And because of that, they've never been able to evolve.
Yep.
And it may have been that they were never capable of like striking out on their own. Like they never had like a like a really good core leader at the company, not like like Larian has. Like Larian, I mean, let's face it, he's a genius. um and he's had that dream for ages. And there's a lot of people who they look at that and they go, I don't have time for that. I want to be making six figures next year. And it's like, well, I mean, like the ship is a long ship. You gotta get on it. You gotta take care of it. You gotta do this. No, no, I don't want that. I want shortcut. Give me shortcut. Number go up. Shortcut.
Mm,
And that that basically emphasizes what I think is all of the dead end publishers and studios that we have today.
yeah.
And they really are dead end. Like when you think of the there's only one way that Microsoft, Sony, Ubisoft, EA, there's only one direction that ends for them, and that ends with a catastrophic failing that implodes the company and they just collapse. Now, Microsoft's a little harder because I mean it's Microsoft, but anything that can bleed can die.
Yep.
And to quote a famous Superman slash Batman movie, if you bleed, you die. So this is what we have. I honestly think that this is what we have to look forward to. This is the insanity that is coming down the road. And there's nothing that we or them or anyone can do to stop it, because this is just the way that these idiots driving these ships have put themselves in. Um, and like just going back to the censorship thing, it's like if like art is not something that you can control. You try to control it, it it's going to die on you. You try to form it or force it or do whatever you want with it, it's going to die at some point. Period. So that sucks. That's terrible, and I wish that it wasn't the case, but it's going to happen, and we're going to see these big studios. They're all going to fall on their butts. They're all going to collapse. They're all going to fail because that's just the way that things are. Um, and it's very sad. It's very sad. I hate it,
Yeah.
but
Hello, but Reaver, thanks, Scythe. I appreciate that. Uh, yeah, it's really sad, but honestly, they let the wrong people in, and this is what happens.
oh
Uh,
yeah, and and that's something not to forget, is that like how Bungie was so dumb to not only to they sold themselves to a massive publisher 3 times, and twice it ended in absolute failure. You think it's not going to end in absolute failure again? I got some news for you.
the definition of insanity?
Yeah, just going over and over and over and over and over again, and that's what's going on here, and that sucks.
So,
And what can we do about it? Ugh, who knows?
so apparently there is a community project right now that revives The Crew, which is an old game that came out in 2014. You know, the year I graduated in high school. Jesus, that's like what is it, 10-year game? 11 years game? Fuck. God, I feel old. Anyways, it came out 11 years
You
ago.
you you heard it. You heard it here first. Yes, Reaver did in fact finish high school when she was 10.
Yeah. God damn it. uh Jesus. But yeah, it's I just can't believe like it's gotten to this point. Well, it's annoying that it's gotten to this point, but it's, inevitable. But I'm glad that people are can actually play The Crew now, because previously The Crew was, what is it? Uh what is it? The servers got turned off for The Crew, and the game studio wanted to focus on The Crew 2, I believe. And people obviously were upset because there was still a massive there was still a massive fan base and massive interest in The Crew that came out back in 2014. There was still an active community for that game, and then to suddenly turn off the servers. What was annoying about it, and I can't emphasize this enough because people don't realize how fucked up this is. They didn't give any warnings when they cut the servers. They just did it. And honestly, this is what kicked off the whole stop killing games movement, because they gave no forewarning. They just did it, and people just tried to get back into the game only to realize they couldn't. That's like scary shit. That's scary stuff, guys. That's scary. Like, I would hate to spend money to have access to games only for me to no longer have access to my games anymore. Like, I would be so livid if that like ever happened to any of the games that I have in my Steam library. I'd be so fucking pissed. Like, I am a very, what is it, a supporter. I'm a very big supporter of like, what is it, consumer rights, and like like owning what you buy, and like, what is fair, like equal fairness for everybody. And this obviously is not fair, and it lights a fire inside my heart, and I hate that stuff. I hate it when people take advantage of other people. I hate corporations who think that they can just do stuff like this to people who buy their products. Like, the hubris. But I have to give credit where credit is due. The devs who made The Crew eventually allowed the community to set up third-party servers so that they can play The Crew again. It took a while. It took a while for them to do that, but eventually they were able to have The Crew again. It just rankles me, but at least this is a win. This is a win. Though this could have been obviously avoided. Hell yeah, massive fanboy, Jesus.
Could have been like, again. I don't understand why it takes literally hours. I'm not joking. Takes hours for most games, not all. Takes hours for most games to be given the ability to be played just single player, right? Like
Yep.
just to create a tool that allows the player to just boot up the game when they want, how they want, play with what they want. And the excuses, I have to call out Alana. I like Alana. I do. I think as far as like professional journalists go in the gaming sphere, she is one of the better ones. And I don't have an issue with 90% of her takes. I think she's like very, very like on point. But Alana said something the other day when addressing these issues with the whole stop killing games movement, where she said she talked to a bunch of people in the industry and they told her why this wasn't possible. And part of that was is that if you're playing a game that's not regulated by the company anymore, you could just enter whatever name that you wanted to as your screen name, as your character name. And that name could be really racist or sexist or something like that. And here's me just like face palming my head so hard that I did a backflip and caused an earthquake. Um, that is such a dumb thing. If you're playing a game that is now made is a single player game, who exactly are you playing with?
Uh,
This like the simplest logic is like, okay, maybe she meant, and maybe the experts in the field that she was talking to were referring to other people, and you're playing like an offline or like maybe a LAN or maybe like a a peer-to-peer version of the game, and you load up the game that's been discontinued by the main company, but you still get to play it because that's what you paid your money for it. And now there's this patch that allows you to just play with other people randomly online. Maybe that's what she meant. In which case, again, nobody's saying to unremove the block button. Nobody's saying to not have it so that you can just block somebody from your private session. Like, these are basic tools that should be in all games. And I'm pretty sure on this. Any online game right now that hits a bunch of these stores has to have a block feature for other players in the game. Nobody's asking to remove that. Where are you getting this from? What is your problem? But no, this is the stupidity that we have to deal with, because these developers, a lot of these developers, not all of the developers, not maybe even a lot. There's a lot of developers who are being very vocal about the stop killing games thing, that are on the other side of this issue, that are saying this stuff in an attempt to cause problems, to break up the effort to make this stuff work, because they believe wrongly that this is the end of gaming if it's allowed to continue, because they're just like that nepo baby who believes that no, new games have to always come out. And again, you're an idiot if you think that's not what, like, you're an idiot if you think this is going to cause all new games to just stop being made. Like, are you seriously stupid?
yeah. I think it just takes a. I think it just people just don't realize some of the shit that they do. In all
Mm-hmm.
honesty. But moving on, let's so apparently gaming journalists, sorry, I know I should probably talk it all at once, but I'm just going about as how I have it listed here. But apparently journalists were crying because they didn't get early access to review Silksong, and they got very upset about that. They're like, that's not
So
fair.
upset.
How are
So upset.
how are people supposed to know if the game's good or not if we don't have early access? And it's like, trust me, I'm pretty sure they know it's gonna be a good game. Uh, so apparently the Marathon team made a public announce. Oh, I don't know if this is a public announcement, but they made an announcement. I don't know if it was like if you signed up for Marathon and they emailed you this, but it's going and making its rounds on the internet. But apparently, they sent out a message that said, "We really appreciate your participation and invaluable feedback in our monthly closed playtest so far. We are reaching out because you indicated interest in participating in future research opportunities. We would like to invite you to join us for our marathon 30-day user research study. This user research study is a playtest that will run for 30 consecutive days from Monday, uh, September 8th to Tuesday, October 7th, including weekends. You will be required to play for a minimum of 1 hour daily during the playtest window of 3 to 7 p.m. PST on weekdays and 2 to 8 p.m. PST on weekends. The study is 100% remote, so you can participate from wherever you are located. There will be a short daily survey and a weekly survey to gather your feedback. Upon completing the study, you will receive a $500 gift card of your choice as a thank you for your valuable time and feedback. If you only complete part of the study, you will only receive the portion of the reward based on the number of days that you have completed. That sounds like a steal, doesn't it? Doesn't it sound? That sounds like a steal. So
So just going off the numbers, that is bare minimum. Okay, so it's not exactly lower than minimum wage in most countries, but assuming that you spend an average of like 3 hours a weekend day, that is definitely now again to be fair, that is a good deal if you're just looking to play games, right? Like
yeah.
that is genuinely pretty fair. The stringent amount, I would have said try like doing like probably like time based stuff. Like, spend like, like 20 hours in, you get the thing. And then that way, you're not forced to book off an hour every single weekend, because that's a little silly. It is better when you kind of like stretch it out a little bit more, but yeah.
Okel Doc said if they tell them to play the game, they should pay them. $500 for 30 days is nothing. Well, dude, that's what I was thinking. It's not only $500, it's $500 gift card. It's a gift card. They're giving you
Yeah.
$500 gift card. They're not even giving you like paying you for a service. They're like, here's a gift card. Go buy yourself something nice. It's like that 500 could have helped me with bills, but whatever, I guess. Uh, what is it? Oh yeah, the Online Safety Act finally hit Steam. Yep. So, I mean, we always knew that. What is it? Well, first the collective shout incident with Steam, and now the Online Safety Act has it hit Steam as well. So, interestingly, they came up with a way to go around the censorship and to go and I think also to go around the collective shout censorship. They basically rewrote the rules when it comes to payment processing, but they said that what is it? I'm trying to remember what how it was explained. The way that it was explained to me was a little confusing, but I'm going to try and like tell you guys how they did it as best as I can. So, basically, Steam said that you can use a credit card. You can use a credit card to purchase games on Steam. And what is it? What is it? One British gamer tried to test it out. He tried to use a debit card and he tried to use
Doesn't
PayPal.
work.
What?
Yep, doesn't work.
Yeah, and it doesn't work. So I don't know if the credit card thing should work, but apparently one of the ways that Steam says that you can buy games and not safe for work games is by using a credit card. And they rearranged the rules to say that either the person has to have full access to the Steam library, and I mean the whole Steam library, or they do not have access to it at all. They will not have access to it at all. So this is them kind of like circumventing the rules a bit. this is kind of newly implemented. I think they're testing it out to see how it's gonna play out. It might work. I don't know. But we'll see. We'll see how this goes. Uh, yeah, but yeah, they're trying, guys. They're trying to figure out how to, what is it? How to still have access, or how people in England can still have access to games on Steam, but without like hurting what is it? Game devs, what is it? Hurting game devs in the process, especially
Yeah,
indie game
without
devs.
without sailing the high seas, so to speak. And again, why we talk about this is because it's coming for every other genre. It's going to come for all the crime genres. It's going to come for all the horror genres. It's going to come for all the violence genres.
The
If
war
if
games.
there's the war games, it's going to come for everything because that's what these people want. Is they want absolute control over everything.
These are sadistic Karens that can't stand kids having fun. So, yeah. I say
They
kids.
can't. They can't. They
I can't.
can't stand anybody having fun.
I
They
say
are. They
kids
and
because they're
again,
all like 50 to 60-year-old hags
yeah,
who
yeah,
like.
and they're all yeah. Thanks. Thank you.
Sorry.
You nailed it. Yep.
Yeah.
That's what I was gonna say. I was gonna say a hag. You know the hag from Baldur's Gate 3? That one.
Yeah.
That's what these people are. And anytime that they say, "Oh, we're good people because we believe this," bull, 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 bull. If they claim to any virtue, bull. That's just manipulation.
Manipulation. Sorry. There's this one YouTuber I watch, and they were like making fun of how this one person pronounced manipulation. They said manipulation. Sorry, forgive me. Anyways, Saints Row reboot reportedly started as a direct sequel to Saints Row 3. So apparently, when you know how they made a Saints Row reboot? Originally, it was supposed to be a sequel to Saints Row 3. You mean with all the violence and ridiculousness of Saints Row 3? Uh, New details about the 2022 Saints Row reboot have resurfaced online, suggesting that the game was originally intended to be a sequel to Saints Row the Third. For those unaware, a Saints Row reboot was released in 2022, developed by Volition and published by Deep Silver. The game featured a brand new story and characters featuring a crime-based adventure and Santo Ileso? Yeso? However, fans of the series were not happy with this direction, with many expressing disappointment over the shift in tone and the narrative's lack of substance. The details about the Saints Row reboot originally being a sequel come from Mr. Saint Godzilla 21's video on YouTube via Synth Potato on X. In this video, the creator discusses their 2019 visit to Volition's development studio, highlighting every detail, story point, and other aspect that was cut or changed during the transition from a sequel to a reboot. The game was to be called Saints Row Cinco and would arrive as a direct sequel to Saints Row the Third. That's a cool name. To make the Saints Row sequel a possibility, they would have to retcon. Wait, what? To make the Saints Row sequel a possibility, they would have to retcon all events from Saints Row 4 and even negate Johnny Gat's death in the third installment. I mean, what? What do you mean retcon everything? You didn't. I guess. I mean, you don't have to do that, but I guess. I don't know. So instead of an alien invasion, sorry, I played Saints Row 3, the third. I played Saints Row the third, and I thought that it was a very good story. I personally don't think they had to retcon things, but that's just me, I guess. They just wanted to bring back Johnny Gat, all right. I mean, I can't really fault them for that. Johnny Gat was a beloved character, so I don't know. Spoilers if you haven't played Saints Row the Third, my bad. Uh,
Oh my goodness, I was gonna play that this weekend.
What is it? So instead of an alien invasion, the Saints, along with the boss, would have to exit steel ports and establish a new base in Santo Ileso. Uh, Santo Yeso? The sequel would have also featured all the original Saint members as the main characters in the sequel. Moreover, the developers, why don't you just make Saints Row the Third not canon and then just follow up from Saints Row 2? That is also an idea. I don't know. Have like Saints Row the Third be like a weird fever dream, extra content something, and then just follow a different storyline.
Well,
I don't
why
know. Like
why must every idiot taking up a sequel say, oh well, we've got to resurrect this character? Like why? Like why not just like if the character died a noble death, why don't here's an idea.
why don't bring
Here's a you know how much I love this. You make it so that that character turns out he basically had a harem, and now he's got 35 kids from like every possible thing you can think of, and now you get to go in, you get to pick one of those kids, you get to customize them to whatever you want, and boom, there's your in.
um
Oh my goodness, it's like these idiots going, what are we going to do, guys? We can't make another Mass Effect because Shepard died in the last Mass Effect. We can't do that. That's not allowed. We gotta bring back Shepard. Or you just let them have kids. It's not that hard. Liara could have gotten pregnant when she walked out. I'm just saying. It's real freaking simple.
I mean, yeah, I don't know. I mean, that'd be interesting to follow like the child of the boss. Like that'd be interesting.
Mhm.
Or like not
It's
even like or some kid related to the boss. Well, I wouldn't say some kid. Some person related to the boss, like the boss's cousin or something, like from two cities over. I don't know. And then they come visit. I don't know. Like follow like we could have there's other ways you can do it, all right? Instead of just retconning some character's death. I'm just saying like moreover, the
but
developers
we can't because these writers are idiots. They have no idea how to write a good story. I'm sorry they don't. Every single one of them is a complete and total idiot.
it's a bunch of
Sorry, not sorry.
30 to 40-year-olds trying to act like they're like Gen Z, Gen Alpha, and it's like I don't know. It doesn't portray well.
I mean, no,
If I
this has been a fault with Hollywood for a long time.
yeah, how do you do, fellow kids? Like it's just they try to appeal to the younger demographic and it just turns out really cringy and it ends up lacking substance because they don't know how to appeal to the younger audience. This might be a weird concept, but why don't you just make a good story with compelling emotional beats in the story and then just do that? Oh, wait, that's too hard. I don't think kids are smart enough to understand the complexity of emotional story beats in a game. So let's just make it like very hyperactive ADHD, freaking riddled, bright explosions here and there, and collecting coins and shit. And let's just focus on that instead of making an interesting story. And also making cringe, what is it? Cringe Gen Z jokes from a millennial's perspective. Like, let's do that. Like, I'm very disappointed in the reboot. Can you tell I'm disappointed in the reboot? Oh no, I'm stuck. Oh no, I'm stuck. Hello?
You're stuck.
I can't scroll.
Uh-oh. You probably locked your
Did it
mouse
freeze?
perspective.
I think it froze. Earth gets blown to pieces in fourth game. Thanks, stop that. That sounds like the fitting ends to a whole franchise. Uh my manipulation. God damn it. I deactivated the adult filter years ago, was clicking around and got hit with a message warning me from potential adult content, new stuff. Oof, how scary. Not, not a war. Oh god. Is that a play on words for war games? God damn it. Anyways, of course you played it. They could also. Oh, hi, Narlucha. They could also just be someone not even related to the previous character. Just make a new character. It's not that hard. I do it for D&D all the time. Does that mean you die all the time in D&D? Is that what you're saying? You get your characters killed all the
Some
time?
people do. Not naming names, but I've heard it's a thing.
Jeez. But yeah, like there's a lot of ways that they could do it. I mean, technically, Narlucha, they did do that in the reboot. They made a new character. They just went with a lot of young 20 somethings, 2018, like 2018, 20 somethings, 18-year-olds, really young cast that, and like I said, the problem was these are like 30 to 40-year-old people trying to appeal to Gen Z, what is it? God damn it, sensibilities. So it's like it comes off cringy because you're talking about like different generations trying to like understand each other, but they don't like because like Gen Z, Gen Alpha kids are like way different than freaking millennials. We know this. Like millennials are not the same as the kids that are born today. So, like the young adults that are around today. Like there's a huge gap in like the culture. So whenever and this is a cultural thing whenever older god damn it, whenever older generations try to appeal to the younger generation, it always comes off cringy. It always comes off very hard to watch because it's just so bad. They don't understand Gen Z humor. They don't understand like the Gen Z culture. I don't understand the Gen Z culture. I'm a millennial. I'm scared to appeal to kids because I don't understand them because they think and do things differently than what the kids I like what kids were like back in high school in my day. Like we're totally different generations. But yeah, I'm just re-emphasizing my point. Whenever an older generation tries to appeal to a younger audience, it always comes off cringy. It always comes off very awkward because they just don't understand young kids. It's like, what is it? It's like back in the day when they're all like, "Oh, D&D, it's demon summoning, demon worship, demons. Oh my god." In D&D, it's literally just math in a basement. You're literally just doing math in a basement with fantasy characters you made up. That is literally it most of the time. That's literally all you're doing. And yet they did like what is it, this satanic panic back in the day. They were
Yeah,
like, "Oh my
yeah,
god, D&D."
yeah. I was around for that. It was some fun times. That was some fun times.
Yeah. And then we're still seeing it now. People are saying that games are bad for kids and that happened back. Wait, when did that originally start when they started saying like video games were bad for kids?
Oh,
Was it like back in the 90s?
it was yeah. It started. I mean, it started right around the first on Game Boy. The first well, Mario started it a little bit with the oh, the video game rots your brains. You're a little dude jumping on a turtle. That's teaching kids how to jump around on the turtle
Oh,
with the thing and that doesn't.
Pokemon
Oh no, that
is
was
demonic.
forever before. No, that was way before Pokemon years. The first
I mean, they
this
did do
is
that though.
violent. We should stop this was the very
Mortal
first
Kombat?
Mortal Kombat.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that was the one
Very
thing that
first
kicked it
Mortal
all off.
Kombat on the Game Boy. That was where it really started to kick off.
But
Oh my
remember,
goodness, this game is
there
terrible.
it's
Which
terrible.
it
It's hyper
legitimately
realistic.
was.
These pixels are hyper realistic. Kids are not going to understand the difference between reality and fantasy when they play games because the graphics are so realistic. And now look at us today. Now look at us today. Sorry, it's just so funny, like how things change. But yeah, it's just. I mean, they're still going with that narrative today. They're still trying to say that games are not good for kids. I mean, we're already getting collective shout censoring games already because it's not good for kids and it is bad for for kids development, even though you can only buy these games if you're over 18, which is the legal age. It's the legal adult age. You can't. They're making it seem like it's all illegal, but Steam already has rules in place where you cannot put illegal content on their webpage. It's already a rule, but they don't like seeing bad things, and so they're like just taking it away from everyone else. I don't fucking know. Anyways, getting back to the article at hand. Moreover, the developers intended to make this a fan service game. Wow, I wonder if them retconning a certain character's death was fan service. Wow, that explains a lot. Uh what is it? Fan service game, checking off all the things they had requested over the years. Well, that would have been nice. The Saints Row sequel would follow a 2080 rule for its tone, where 20% of it would be inspired by Saints Row 3 and 80% by Saints Row 2. Oh, okay. There was also a secret mission in the game where players would have the chance to confront and kill Dex. The Saints Row sequel was so far in development that Pierce's actor had recorded some of the lines for it too. What? 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 What do you mean? They were actually going to make the game? They were actually going to make Saints Row Cinco? They were going to do that? But they scrapped it? Ugh. This is Dragon Age all over again. This is Dragon Age all over again. Ugh. When things started to change, things reportedly changed as soon as THQ Nordic acquired Deep Silver, with the former outright rejecting the sequel idea and forcing Volition to go back to the drawing board. Oh, that's nice. For the new story, heavy restrictions were placed on what the characters would be able to say, including swear words. Then a new version of the reboot was pitched, which would have retained all the original Saints. However, that was rejected by THQ Nordic as well. Thanks, Nordic. Other features that could have
Publishers.
other features that could have been a
Useless
part of the Saints Row
publishers.
sequel. They're like, kids these days don't want millennial humor. We need to put Gen Z humor in games now to appeal to a younger audience. Other canceled and rejected features for the Saints Row sequel were also revealed. Ultor was going to return instead of the Marshals, with the skill tree being split into wealth, fame, and muscle branches. Body shields were also going to return, but Deep Silver rejected them for being too violent. Criminal Ventures would have allowed players to customize the entire city, choosing what businesses to place in the open world. They also had a proclamation system, which allowed players to instill laws in districts under their control. These laws would vary from setting dress codes. Oh, that would have been so funny. Because what if you dressed everyone as clowns? Or put everyone in a dress? That would have been so funny. These laws would vary from setting dress codes to enacting standoffs as a method of resolving conflicts. Dude, what if you had dance-offs? Instead of like a standoff, what if you had like a dance-off? That would have been so... God damn it, why? The things we could have had.
All I can think about is, what was it? It's the cookie wife scene from something space. Crap, what was it called? Beyond Space? Something like that.
Beyond Space, oh my.
I have to find the scene now. Blast it all.
The game was also bringing back cribs and customization, where players could customize cribs and the church and place items where they wished. You would also purchase furniture from the store, but these features were cut.
Final
Moreover,
Space. That's what it's called. Final
Final
Space.
Space.
Final Space dance scene.
Moreover, cheats would have been unlocked during the end game, requiring players to find and unlock a massive secret Genki pyramid to make them available. Also, New Game Plus was cut. There are a lot more details in Mr. Saint's Godzilla 21's video, which you can find embedded below. Readers should note that these details do not come from an official source. They should treat it with caution. Wow, thanks. Thanks, Mr. Journalist, article writer, Insider Gamer, Insider Gaming, my bad. Thank you, Sam Sepiol. That was very informative. I appreciate you. Late 80s. Okay, thank you. Stop that. Bring back duels. Wait, what? I have died sometimes, but mostly just new campaigns. Oof. Yeah, but young casts are kind of cringe. Why would you appeal to them? Write what you know. Everyone can tell you when you are trying to be something you're not. Dude, 100%. Hey, maybe they were onto something with the D&D. A lot of mental issues spawned in. Oh my. Earlier, Doom being satanic. Oh yeah. Could be affiliated with demon behaviors. Oh my. It started right around the time when video games started. This is dumb. Publishers are clearly mentally deficient. Yeah, bring back duels. Oh my. Alright, I actually need to go to the restroom because I drink a lot of tea. So I will be right back.
So yeah. It's the Footloose scene from Final Space. Yes. That's if you want a good dance battle, that's the dance battle you want to do. It's great. And then just looking at some of the other stories. Oh, I every story I look at these days in the gaming space, almost every single one of them makes me sick and tired. And even when we have a win, like Silksong being absolutely amazing, only when we get a story like that, you're like, oh, good news. No, somehow it turns bad. Somehow somebody out there, usually at a big, mega corporation or a publisher or a major developer, they're sitting there looking up in the sky and they're like, they're singing the little Orphan Annie song, like somewhere out there. Or is it there's a couple of different sappy songs like that. But they're, instead of singing that song, hoping for a better tomorrow, what do we have? We have idiots and pieces of garbage who are like, how can I ruin this good thing? I want to ruin this good thing for everybody that it's helping because it's not helping me. And something helping me, therefore, vis a vis, must hurt somebody else. I can't, if I am having a good day, everyone else must be having a bad day because that's how I feel when I was 5 and I was at little Jimmy's birthday party and Jimmy got a present and I didn't get a present. My feelings were hurt and I have never recovered since then. And so you have these idiotic devs, idiotic companies, corporations, and platforms and publishers who are like, somebody else is having a good day. The gamers are having a good day. Oh my goodness, this hurts me so much. I am being tortured by those people having fun. And they cry like little babies because that's what they are. They are children playing with fire. I don't know if fire is like they're playing with fire because ultimately this is going to come back and kick them in the teeth. Like there is no way that this ends well for any of the idiots out there making these decisions. It's just not. Oh my goodness. So, I mean, going back to the Saints Row thing. Earth gets blown up in pieces in the fourth game. It's late '80s. You know what? I could work with that. I can work with that. I can work with that. We got stories for days, folks. There's nothing wrong with expanding on like a bad end story line, right? Like there's so many things you can do. There are so many things you can do with that that would make a really good game. But it doesn't have the main character, and the main character is what sells. No, it doesn't. No, it doesn't. You look at Mass Effect. Did it have a main character? It had Commander Shepard. Wrong. It had billions of Commander Shepards. Didn't have one single Commander Shepard. It had billions of Commander Shepards. Everybody who played that game was Commander Shepard, and they brought their own unique experience to it. And for some reason, studios today think that this is not possible. They not only do they think it's not possible, they openly are in open revolt of it being possible by somebody else making it. They hate it. And it's been going like this for years, and it will continue to go like this for more years because I I think there's a rot in the video game industry that goes so deep that I don't think a single um next like what happened with the right before the Atari generation where all the games industries collapsed in on themselves. I don't think that's what I think we're not even close to that fixing the problem. We've got to get like two or three of those back to back to back to back. Then it'll reset everything enough that we'll get our own unique like kind of thing out of it. And who knows what's going to survive? Uh, Somewhere out there, there's a giant asteroid coming towards Earth, and it's going to reset everything. I'm not going to sing. I'm really terrible at singing. I'm so sorry. Oh, okay. I want to see if we can dig up one of the older stories here.
Alright, I'm
Um,
back.
oh, welcome
Ugh.
back. I'm tempted to get into the. Did you want to do Team Cherry and Silksong?
Um, yeah, we can go ahead and do that. Okay.
Well, before we do, let me just go to the bathroom and grab some water because I'm completely dry and my mouth is numb.
Okay. All right.
I'll be right back.
Earth is the asteroid. Oh my. All right. So there's actually another story. 2K confirms layoffs at Civilization developer Fireaxis. 2K says the decision will restructure and optimize its teams within Fireaxis or Fireaxis. Sources say dozens could be impacted. Not dozens. I would assume hundreds, but it says dozens. Dozens of workers have repeatedly been impacted according to sources close to the situation. 2K has confirmed a number of workers at Civilization developer something Axis games have been made redundant. We can confirm there was a staff reduction today at something Axis games as the studio restructures and optimizes its development process for adaptability, collaboration, and creativity, said a 2K spokesperson in an email sent to game developer. The company refused to clarify the company refused to clarify how many people were laid off, but sources close to the situation told game developer that dozens of people have been impacted. Multiple Fireaxis Developers have shared posts on LinkedIn referring to layoffs, including writer Emma Kidwell. Hopefully I said that right. There's a lot of pop-ups on the screen right now. I can't really see. Senior quality uh senior quality assurance tester senior quality assurance tester Logan Blackwood and lead character artist Matthew Davis. I was affected by the layoffs at Fire Axes, and I am open to full-time writing work at your studio. Uh, said Kirkwell. Oh, I think her name was Kirkwell. I'm sorry. Uh, or Kidwell. I don't know. Anyways, God, these stupid pop-ups. I can't see what they say. I am incredibly adaptable. I'm an incredibly adaptable writer who wrote on Civilization 7 and Marvel's Midnight Suns during my nearly years at the studio, and I encourage you to keep an eye out for my former colleagues who were also laid off. 2K continues to cut jobs after a parent company, Take-Two, projects annual growth. Because that's what always happens. Whenever they end up making a lot of money, people get cut. I don't know why gaming studios tend to do that. Like, they're like, we have so much money, guys, but we're gonna have to let some of you go. We made so much money to keep all of you, but we're deciding not to. Well, with Luigi being jailed for the CEO shooting, he can't fix their Civ games anymore. Wow. What is it? The layoffs arrive after 2K owner Take-Two projected annual growth during the current fiscal year, despite delaying Grand Theft Auto 6 until May 2026. As noted in the company's fiscal report for the year ended March 31st, 2025, the conglomerate said its fiscal 2026 outlook reflects continuing positive momentum and forecasted net bookings ranging from 5.9 billion to 6 billion. That would represent a 5% upswing on fiscal 2025 at the midpoint. The company expects to rake in even more cash in fiscal 2027 when Grand Theft Auto 6 finally debuts. We expect to achieve record levels of net bookings that will establish a new baseline for our business and set us on a path of enhanced profitability. It said in an investor presentation published in May. Take-Two has seemingly made a number of layoffs since releasing those results. In July, developers at 2K owned mobile studio Cat Daddy Games announced their departures on LinkedIn, which apparently wasn't the first round of layoffs at the studio in 2025, with former staffers discussing a corporate restructuring at the company back in May. In late August, 2K confirmed BioShock 4 developer Cloud Chamber was downsizing. The news came just weeks after a Bloomberg report stated the project had failed a publisher review, resulting in leadership changes and a narrative overhaul. At the time, Bloomberg stated that employees were concerned that layoffs might follow. Okay. Well, just a lot of layoffs. Just a lot of layoffs. A AAA developer studio doing massive layoffs, even though they're massively profiting. Oh yeah. Wait. I was gonna do Silksong news, but we have to wait for Cybe. Meow, 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 meow. Oh yeah, so devs admitted that the reason why games are such poor quality is because they only focus on optimizing at the like highest resolution possible for like gaming PCs. And then once they have it at peak optimization, they go back and start, what is it, optimizing for lower grade graphics and stuff at the last minute. So when the game finally releases, it's like a buggy mess and it doesn't fucking work well and everything is like haywire. It's because apparently they don't optimize for, you know, lesser lesser
Anything.
what?
No, it's anything. They don't optimize for anything.
They optimize to the highest of its capability. Like when it comes to what is it? Like highest resolution and stuff is what they mostly go for. Is like making it crisp, but you have to have like a really expensive hardware in order to have it exceptionally crisp. But that is a good point because they don't optimize the gameplay at all.
No.
They don't optimize a lot of like basic stuff like movement and like animations and stuff. They don't optimize it well because they're so focused on higher end graphics and stuff. Like their focus is not on making the game good and have it be playable on like lower hardware. Their focus is way something else. That's why we have such buggy, crappy games. And it's more evident because of Battlefield 6. They said the reason why Battlefield 6 is, was it, going off the shelves, quote unquote, going off the shelves like hotcakes. The reason why it's selling so well, it's so popular right now, is because they optimized for lower hardware first. That is what they focused on. They wanted to make sure the game played on the lowest resolution possible so that everyone can play the game. They started from the bottom and scaled upward instead of starting upward and then scaling back. They're like, no, we're going to start from the bottom and we're going to optimize that way. We're going to focus on like lower resolution first and making it look good in that and then just pushing it up as we go. And because they did that, everyone is playing Battlefield 6. Everyone is playing it. Everyone's having fun because realistically, not everybody has access to higher grade hardware, especially when it's so fucking expensive now.
And because they're going to be like 100%, all the microtransactions aren't in the game yet. Like for sure, there's going to be like,
God damn it.
like a month after release, there's going to be like, hey, we've unrolled 2 new classes or weapons or whatever that you can only access through microtransactions, and they're like god tier, like instant win if your team has them all and the other team has nothing.
Yep.
They're going to be those shoulder mounted Predator from the Aliens versus Predators. It'll be those shoulder mounted laser cannons.
Oh my.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
But
Fun
yeah,
stuff.
basically this could change one of the things that could change the industry going forward is that instead of focusing on higher end specs, they should start focusing on lower end specs and perfecting the game that way. But will the industry learn this lesson? I don't know. Like they literally freaking walk to their own tune, so we'll see.
I
Uh,
doubt they'll learn.
yeah. So, you want to talk about Silksong?
Yeah, sure.
Okay. Silksong literally had no pre-orders. I don't think it had discount day one, which is fine. It's fine because the moment it went on sale, it was $20. This highly anticipated game. Technically, in my opinion, $20 is a great price for a platformer, an indie platformer game that is said to have like a lot of content because they worked so hard on this game. $20 is the sweet spot, in my opinion. Uh, it had no pre-orders. It had no previews. Like, there's no previews. No one had early access to the game. They kept it locked up tight. And they released the game for $20. That's insanity. And do you know what's but I say that's insanity, but do you know what's actual insanity? It
Well,
was such a highly anticipated game. It crashed 5 platforms. 5 store platforms. It crashed Steam. It crashed Nintendo Store. It crashed the PlayStation Store. It didn't crash Xbox Store because apparently people weren't really buying it. Wait, can you play it for free on Game Pass? Is that why people it didn't crash?
I don't know. I don't think so. I could be wrong.
I don't know. People were making a meme that like it didn't crash the Xbox Store. But wait, did it crash the Xbox Store? Was it on Epic Store? They were saying like it crashed most of the major gaming stores except one store because no one was buying it from one store. But everywhere else it was like sold out really fast. Or
I think it was not. I think Epic was the only one it didn't crash out from because Epic not really a whole lot of
traffic in there.
yeah, not a whole lot of users crambling. Not sorry, I misspoke. Not saying that it has no users, saying that the majority of the users that are there are not typically there for indie games. That's very much a Steam thing. And there have been indies on Epic, but they don't do very well. And they run into a lot of problems there actually.
Oh, well, that's disappointing. But yeah, this is incredible. This is insanity. This is great. This is great. This is one of the indie game titles that is going in history because people have waited for this game for almost 10 years. And it was and people are like, "Oh, well, if the game's delayed so long, it's not going to be good." It's made by the same people who made Hollow Knight. It is the same people. They didn't get new people involved in this project. It is the same people. So even
They
though
have
it was
three staff.
three
They have three
people,
staff members.
three
One does the
members.
art. One does the what is it? One does the art. One does the programming. One does the story. I think like the writing. Yeah,
Yeah,
really.
which is a great balance. But like,
Hmm.
yeah, it's just this is one of the staples in the indie scene because we have so many greats that came out. Claire Obscure, uh what is it? I can't say Larian Studios technically was an indie studio.
Yep,
Uh Schedule
still is
1,
technically.
Schedule 1, and a bunch of other indie games that are making such headways on the scene because let's be honest, the AAA industry is collapsing on its knees. And the indie games are really making a comeback and people were anticipating Silksong for so long. And yes, I know I had a theory that the reason why they were the game was delayed for so long is because of exclusivity deals and stuff, which probably wasn't the case. Let's be honest here, it probably wasn't that, but I think they were I don't know. I still think that they were waiting for Nintendo's Switch 2 to release in order for it to be available everywhere else. I think they were waiting for that. But that's just my opinion. I did I did
So I did reach out to some people on the inside, and I am comfortable saying that the primary reason was because of wasn't that. It was just that they were wanting to make the game right, and there's only 3 of them, and they just take their time. They're not full-time 12-hour day developers. They have lives and they do stuff on the side. So it's just they worked on it when they could get around to it.
You want fair enough. I was wrong. I had my conspiracy hat on. My bad. Turns out they're just normal people. My bad. I'm always thinking that there's something going on behind the scenes. This is not one of those times. Sorry, I'm getting distracted. Anyways. But yeah, they finally released a game to mass sales. They sold 1,100,000 copies. Sorry, I said 1,100,000. 1,000,000 copies in 24 hours. 1,000,000 copies in 24 hours. That's insanity. Now, you would think that... What? Why don't you ask Mommy, Bubbas? Go ask Mommy. Go ask Mommy. Mommy, go ask her. Over there. Mommy. Go ask Mommy.
Okay.
Goodness. Anyways. Now, you would think that this positive reception from gamers would have everyone celebrating, right? Well, actually, there's a lot of, it caused a lot of controversy somehow. So, after Silksong,
Not somehow.
haters came out of the woodwork and started talking shit about Silksong, all right?
It's worse than haters. It's and
Corporate paid shills? Corporate paid shills?
It's corporate shills.
Okay.
I'm connected to a lot of people. And I saw somebody come out and say, I'm really worried about other indie developers out there. And I'm like, bitch, you work for EA, you absolute blank word. You absolute POS. This guy's complaining. This guy's bitching because, oh, this game is so good and it's so cheap. It's going to hurt other indie developers. No, it's going to hurt you, you pompous little... I was not happy with him. I'm not going to say who it is because I only know who it is because of work connection stuff. Can't talk about it, so I won't. But yeah, garbage. Garbage.
Yeah, now they're saying that this sets a bad precedent for indie games going forward.
Mommy, it's okay.
Okay, I'll be right back. Hold on. I must take care of a child.
So
I'll
yeah.
be back.
So yeah, that is the main thing. That is the main complaint, is that how dare they make a good game that is both cheap and easy to access in a monetary form? Why must this crazy person come before us with this good game and sell it to the masses for pennies on the hour of enjoyment? This is not acceptable to us, sirs. No. If you're not paying $10 an hour for reloads, because remember EA wanted to charge people for reloading their weapon, then, sir, we have a mighty problem here. How could we allow these scrubs, these noobs, these pathetic little worms to experience entertainment for cheap? Ah, yes. Vile. Absolutely vile. And what do you do? What do you do about it? What do you do about it? You can't. There's nothing you can do about these crazy people. They're in this to absolutely take as much as they possibly can. And they don't like it when somebody else comes up and has a better product that they've made for cheaper and that they paid their workers more. They hate this. Ah, it's so funny. And it would be more funny if it wasn't so vile. It's uh well, we could do a lot about it, but most of those things are illegal. Naralucha. Good comment. Yes, yes, and this is why Sony announced today. I totally forgot to link this in the chat, so when Reaver comes back, she's gonna be a little shocked with this. This is why today Visa has come out to say that they're going to involve themselves in the video game making process from the ground floor, meaning that they're just going to become another publisher who's going to, buy out IPs or take control of things and shove things down your throat that you do not want, and it's absolutely vile. But yeah, these are those people. Nice people, right? The brilliant people, smart people, vile people. Like it's so sad. It is so sad. But what can you do about it? You can fight. You can buy good games. You can support good people. You can make it clear, make it well known that you are going to support people who buck the standard. Yes, that's going to hurt them. It's really going to hurt them. And as it should, as it should. Make these people bleed. That's all they know. That's all they care about. Make them bleed. um, 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 um. I want to take a brief moment to complain about something. Civilization 7's maps look like they were made by a really bad AI really long time ago. These things are atrocious. It's just awful. It's just awful. But yeah, anyways, sorry about that. What do we got here? Naralucha, you got great. Another group that will burn half their money buying video gaming companies and then shutting them down halfway into the production. Go for it. Actually, you know what? You're right. You're right. You know what? I want Visa all in on this. All in on this. Spend $1 trillion, Visa. Do it. Do it. Go for it. Do it. This is what we crave. The planets like that because it's got what they crave. Idiocracy. It's idiocracy at its best. Oh my goodness. I finally watched Idiocracy a little while ago. That movie was absolutely brilliant, and it really pegged the situation that we're in. Not because of the causes. I wanna make that clear. It's not the causes that make this happen. No. It's different. We are having an issue. This. Okay. Yeah. Okay, so it is that. Oh, maybe that's causing that problem. Okay, anyways. Sorry, muttering to myself here like a crazy person. um
I have returned.
Yeah. Welcome back. So I forgot to tell you about something that happened in the news. I don't know if you saw it,
Do what?
but yesterday, Visa has announced that they are going to involve themselves in the video game making processes from the ground floor up.
What? Okay, so first of all,
Yeah,
okay,
yeah,
so first they remove games, and now they want to get involved with making the games.
yep.
Okay, okay, okay. We'll see.
Yeah,
Okay,
they're
okay.
brilliant. Yeah,
We'll see how that goes. Okay, we'll see how that goes. Uh,
yeah. That's pretty much that's what Naralucha said. I was like, oh, they want to do this. They want to get involved. Go ahead. And I'm like, yeah. No, actually, he's right. Yep, make my day.
I think
Make my day.
I think companies are starting to realize how lucrative games are. If you actually look at their sales, video games are more lucrative than Hollywood and the music industry combined. They are more profitable, games are more profitable than the entertainment industry. That's insanity. And companies are now starting to wake up and realize, wait, we can make money off of this? Yeah, if you actually have talent, might I add. That's actually a big caveat to all this. You're only going to make a lot of money if you have talent. But they don't care about that. They never do. They only care about numbers. So these number nerds, these number jocks are going to come in here thinking that they can make and break games. Is that what this is? God. And we already have what fucking executives at the head of AAA companies already who are just number guys and follow numbers and trends, quote unquote. But they seem to fail at selling games. Okay. Let's get more execs in here from a fucking bank to tell us how to enjoy video games. Okay. They said that about Baldur's Gate 3 too. Yeah, a lot of people are saying that Silksong and Baldur's Gate 3, like the initial reaction is like the same. Somehow whenever good games comes out, it's a problem. Inept mental malfunction, stupids. Well, we could do a lot about it, but most of those things are, wow. Great. Another group that will burn half their money buying gaming companies and then shutting them down halfway into production. Yep. Go for it. We crave another payment provider. Better workers get the money from them. Wasting money. Yeah, it's a great movie. Corporate's taking over everything. Oh, I think you meant a great move. Yeah, it's a great move. Corpo's taking over everything is our future if it keeps up like now. Yep. It feels like we're in a dystopia already. Like, dude, did you know that there's a monopoly for restaurants? Did you know the same company owns Red Lobster and Olive Garden and Chili's? And they recently bought out Chewy's? I'm like, what? And yeah, it's fucking
And at some point
crazy.
in the future, we're going to have the restaurant wars. And
Restaurant. God damn it.
the only company that will come out of it alive will be Taco Bell. And everybody will be going to Taco Bell for the finest dining experience possible.
I'm just waiting for
I
someone to
stole
bring
that I
back.
stole that from Demolition Man, by the way.
Oh my. I'm still waiting for someone to buy up all the streaming services and bring back cable TV. That's what I'm waiting for. I'm just waiting for that. Someone made a joke of it on the internet, and I'm hoping that actually happens because I'm getting sick and tired of paying for separate streaming services when honestly paying for cable TV would technically be a lot cheaper than whatever bullshittery is going on with streaming services right now. Because the whole point was to avoid ads, and now they're putting ads in everything. So it's like, why don't we just go back to cable TV? It was a lot cheaper. But anyways, we're getting sidetracked with Silksong. Okay, so Silksong came out finally. People are starting to say that it sets a bad precedent for indie games because there would be like, because now they're like, well, now indie games don't know if they should keep their game at $20 or if they should raise it to like $30 or $40. The truth is that indie studios can price the game however they want. All right? Just because Silksong decided to price it at $20 doesn't mean you have to. It doesn't mean that they have to. They don't have to follow a new trend. They don't have to. They can just do it how they feel. Cuz that's why I said I think $20 for a platformer with a lot of content, $20 is very reasonable. Cuz it's a platformer, all right? Let's be honest here. It is a platformer. A platformer is different from what is it? Schedule 1. Actually, let's see how much Schedule 1 is before I start making comparisons, because I think Schedule 1 wasn't even that much.
It's cheap. It's cheap.
Oh yeah, it's like $13. It's like $13.99. Really? It is up to it's up to the indie studio. They can literally do $13, $10, $30. No one's going to get upset if you do $30 to $40. Because at this point, anything under $50 is amazing. So literally you can, if it's priced under $50, people are going to buy it, all right? People are going to buy it. If it's over $100, people are not going to buy it because that's just ridiculous. But it has now, Taco Bell was in the US version. Oh yeah. The high seas are better anyway. 100%. Oh yeah, what is it? Now he was talking about watching Idiocracy. Oh, the movie. Oh, okay.
Sorry, I got off on a tangent.
Oh no, you're fine. They ruined Red Lobster. Damn it. I wanted to try Red Lobster at some point because like I've only been there once with my grandparents, and that was like when I was like 15. When I was 15 years old. So that was like years ago. And I was like, I want to try Red Lobster again, but with everything turning so corporate nowadays, like a lot of restaurants are also going down in quality. Like I thought Olive Garden was going to taste amazing because I thought it would be like authentic Italian food, but it is so plastic and gross. Like it is not authentic Italian food. Like I don't know why I thought that. It's not.
I had friends make me fish last night, and the fish that they made me was better than any fish I've had in the last like 15 years.
Damn. Yeah, freshly homemade cooked meals taste so much better than actual restaurant food. Because restaurant food is like kind of processed at this point now, and it's very rare to find restaurants that have that home cooked meal quality, you know? Unless you go to like either a really fancy restaurant or you go to a hole in the wall restaurant that not everyone knows about, and then the quality's just spectacular. Taco Bell, was it not Pizza Hut in Demolition? Oh yeah, no, yeah, I guess
in Demolition Man, it was Taco Bell.
yeah. Like they sold the land the buildings are on and then rented them, spiking rent and destroying lots of locations. Yeah. Okay, so now people are upset that Silksong, I was gonna say Red Song. Now people are upset that Silksong is $20 and outsold most wait, they broke a record. They broke a record in sales to a blinding degree, and people are mad. And this happens, and Narlucha is right. This happens all the time. Whenever something good happens, whenever an indie game is successful, people come out of the woodwork, usually corporate shills, to shit on it because they don't want indie games to set a new precedent. They don't want indie games to be consumer friendly. because it just shines a light to how corporate greed has made so many anti-consumer decisions. How they overcharge on video games when they should technically be cheaper. Because I'm going to keep repeating myself until this fucking stops, or until people truly understand. The reason they stopped producing physical discs is because the gaming company said it was expensive to produce video games on discs, so they stopped doing that. And instead of going down in price, games have now skyrocketed in price, which makes no sense. And I'm not talking about they skyrocketed in price because of inflation. Now, if they actually did this because of inflation, it would have been a more steady build-up. No. They have slowly risen the price. They have risen the price because they want to raise the price. It had nothing, because inflation didn't affect us till actually like a couple years ago. Like, wait, when was it exactly that we stopped doing physical sales?
Like early 2000s. No, maybe not early
Physical
2000s.
sales
Like 2010.
stopped games. Physical game sales did not stop at a specific date, but began a significant continuous decline around 2008.
Yeah.
Phasing out. Yeah, okay. So it's been on a decline, basically. Everything transitioned to the early transition for PC games and Steam. Yeah, okay, it says that there was a decline in 2019. Accelerated drop in 2020s. I mean, you can't even say that it's a continued trend of a decline. Like, it's not a real decline because barely anyone is no one's buying physicals at all at this point, because physicals don't exist anymore. It's literally just a code in a box. Anyways, basically, they said that it was too expensive to create physical shit anymore, so they stopped doing it because it was expensive. So in that context, technically games should be cheaper, because they were selling it at what? What were they selling at? God damn it, now I have to look it up again. What was the main price back in the day? Early 2000s? Early 2000s gaming prices. I can't type. Wow, they're actually PC games typically retailed for $49.99. So there was like about $50. So technically they should have been cheaper, but they never went down in the decline. Instead, they actually went up. Everything went up. Like $40, yeah. Everything went up in price to now $60. And then everyone's like, "Oh, it's just $10 more. It's fine." And then it went up to $70. And they're like, "Ooh, $70? That's getting kind of close to fucking $100, guys. I don't know if we should do this." And then now here we are, people fighting it out with $80 to $100 games. They really don't want gamers. They really don't want gamers to afford games at this point. They really don't. They hate that indie games are very cheap, cheaper than AAA games. They hate that indie games are making them look like idiots, because let's be honest, they are. They are idiots. And yeah, they keep getting outclassed and outperformed by indie games left, right, and center. And they hate that. And it's like, they're like, "What do indie games have that we don't have?" And it's like, well, character, soul, passion, everything that you're not. Like, it's just the same old at this point. They attack indie games that are successful because it always makes them look bad. And they're trying to shit on it as much as possible because they don't want people to want this. They're trying to make people, they're trying to appeal to people's empathy and be like, think of the other indie devs. Now they have to price their games at $20. No, they don't. They don't have to price their game at $20 just because Silksong is priced at $20. Like, just price the game as you see fit. I mean, if you do $60 on an indie title, wait, what's this? Hell, what was that new game? Hell something. Hell is Us. Hell is Us is an indie studio, is made by an indie studio, if I remember correctly. Rogue Factor, published by Nacon. They priced their indie game at $50, which is pretty fucking reasonable, in my opinion. Like, this is AAA quality. This is AAA quality. But it's still made by an indie studio, so it's $50. Which makes sense. Ooh, it has very positive reviews. Oh, well, some people said that the game is amazing, but then it just abruptly ends. Apparently, there is no ending. It just ends. That's not good. Is there gonna be
There's
like...
a couple games like that.
Is
That's
there...
bad.
But it has, like, mostly positive reviews, so I'm guessing the experience is worth it? I wonder if they're gonna add, like, an end DLC later. But they better price it at a reasonable price or they're gonna piss people off. In my opinion, $50 for, like, an indie AAA experience is fair enough. That's fair enough to me, in my opinion. Like I said, if you go beyond 50, there might be a little bit of pushback, but as long as it's 50 and under, I think people will be fine when it comes to indie games. I'm trying to remember if there's any other controversies. No, I think they're just mad that such a beloved game that everyone has been hyped for just released for $20. I think they're just mad about that.
Yeah, and again, most of the hate is coming from people in the industry that work for big corporations.
They're like, think of the indies,
Hands
said the
down,
corporate shill.
and they're hiding behind that. That's right. A lot of them are. I've seen it already, and it's so
Oh
gross.
no, I
Because
spilled
you're like, oh,
sugar everywhere.
I'm such a, oh no.
Sorry, I spilled.
Because there are people sitting there going, I'm the cool, I'm the benevolent person. It's like, no, you're not. You're not the benevolent
I'm such
person.
a great person. I care about indie studios so much.
It's just
It's not like
the lies.
It's not like I have some type of biased opinion in this.
It's just flat out the worst lying bull you can imagine. It's disgusting.
It's like think of the children, but really it's not for the children. But yeah, people are still celebrating Silksong success. And yeah, it's setting a new precedent that gaming studios do not like. But it's like, I don't think it's really a new precedent. I think it's a very reasonable price, in my opinion. Sorry, I'm making tea. Put sugar in it. I think it's very reasonably priced. I don't think it's like... setting a new trend, really. I mean, if AAA studios would like to do a new trend of selling AAA games cheaply, that'd be nice. That would be a new trend. I mean, some developers are doing that. They're starting to, like, not fall into the $100 trap and, like, sell games for, like, $80. Some of them still do it, like at 60 to 70. This pricing war still continues. I said that there are gonna be some people who are gonna do $100, and there's gonna be a couple of people who aren't gonna do the $100 trend, and look where we're at. I mean, technically, Silksong is like a platformer. I wouldn't expect it to be like a $60 experience, but warm tea, delicioso.
What kind?
Is green tea.
Oh, green tea's good. Can't go wrong with green tea.
Imagine devs that love the game they make making better games instead of their corpo wage slaves doing shit they hate. It's not a new precedent, it's a trend of encouraging quality for a price people can afford. Exactly. And they hate that. They hate that you can buy quality content for cheap. They hate that. They're like, no, games are supposed to be the new luxury experience that you have to shill $200 for. What do you mean you can buy it for like $20 and then you can buy it for like $10 on sale? What do you mean? Why don't they want to buy our glitchy live service slop for $100? It's worth the experience. People work so hard on it. Well, people worked really hard on Silksong for 10 years, and they sold it for $20, so they have every right to do that. Helldivers 2 has a problem. So, Helldivers 2, as great of a game as it is, it has been pushing out content excessively. The team has been working non-stop since the drop of Helldivers 2. And they've been doing a lot of cross-promotion, I believe is what you call it. They've been doing collabs. They've been pushing out new war bonds. They've been trying new modes. They've been pushing out new content for people to enjoy. And it really takes a toll on the devs. And one of the issues with constantly adding and taking away or adding a lot of content to apparently a sandbox game is that apparently it's overstuffs the tech. So now they're at a point where they might have, I don't know what they're going to do, but they're at a point where they have been adjusting Helldivers nonstop for quite a while. Has it been a year already of adding new content and stuff? And it's getting to a point where the game is starting to glitch out and lag again, because I think that was one of the issues in the earlier release of Helldivers 2. What? Those
I'm
ones?
back. Yes, all good points.
What is it called? I forgot what it's called. Actually, I don't know if they have batteries in it. Oh, yeah, they don't have that much. They might, yeah, they might not have that much charge on them. Uh, a C charger. Anyway, sorry, my sister wanted to borrow my Bluetooth headphones. Anyways, so I'm trying to remember. I'm trying to remember as best as I can. So, Helldivers 2 has been doing a lot of crossover stuff. So, they did one crossover or one promotional material war bond for one franchise. I forgot what it's called, but when they released it,
Mhm.
it didn't go well because I think they overpriced it a lot and people were pissed off about that. And there was a controversy with that. And then they released another war bond crossover with Halo, and people seem to really like that because not only did they do like you can dress up as Master Chief or any of the other uh Halo characters, but you can also do first person, like you can, instead of playing in third person, you can play in first person and it feels like you're playing like OG Halo. And I thought that was a really cool mode that they implemented into the game. That was really cool of them.
Yeah, because I will say this a million times. It's always best to have both first person and third person perspectives.
Yay. And that was really cool that they did that. But it's gotten to the point where now some games have been crashing, has been bugging out, glitching, lagging, and people are getting upset. The problem lies in the fact that Helldivers 2 devs haven't really done anything about it. They've responded to the complaints, which is nice. It's nice that they did that, but they
It's
haven't
better than nothing.
they haven't done anything to fix it. So it's kind of like Monster Hunter World issues. Like the game's glitching, people are complaining, but they're not really doing much about it. Wait, what? What did you say, Okel? Uh, Around 2014 is when they really reduced it from my experience, like asking in stores to have them order it for me. Okay. Imagine devs that, oh, sorry, I already read that. It's not I read that. Too much content. Like, there's a lot of, code that is going into one small area. And it's not big enough to hold all of it. Like, they don't have a lot of space on the hardware to hold all of it. And so the code kind of over stacks on top of each other. I don't know. It's just it this is just me, a lay person
That
trying to
yeah.
understand.
And so the takeaway that I would give you is that that's not something to typically worry about too much. Like that's just like that stuff is it's not like it's spaghetti code. It's completely normal to have that happen. It's just a matter of like getting on the fixes and fixing it because that's the most important thing,
The
obviously.
problem is that they haven't done that yet. And
Yes, not yet because it may be a little bit more difficult than they had at first assumed.
also there's something about a debt that they might be in debt.
Uh, that's a good one. I no, I don't think
Let me
I
see. Let me
don't
see.
think
Let me
I've
see.
got anything to comment on that.
Before I say anything. Excuse me.
Yeah, I don't, I
Oh.
don't, I don't. I
Uh
can't, I can't, I can't. I
okay. So
yeah.
it says yes, the developers of Helldivers 2 are currently dealing with what CEO Shams Giorgiani or Giorgiani called crippling technical debt, which refers to the accumulation of underlying code issues, bugs, and performance problems resulting from rapid development and growth. The game's immense success.
Oh, that's game code debt, not financial debt. Okay,
Okay.
that makes a lot more sense.
Yeah, I got
I
confused
was,
too. I got
I was
confused
gonna
too. I was
say,
like, debt? Is that uh, do they owe people money? Like, I was confused. But yeah. The game's immense success, particularly after its Xbox launch, has put a strain on its systems, leading to more bugs and instability. Arrowhead Game Studios is working to address this debt by improving existing systems and implementing new ones, but it will be an ongoing process. So, yeah, it's been a long road. It's been a long road. Code debt can be vicious. Yeah. It comes back to bite you. It will take what it's owed. But yeah, it's I mean, I can understand that them getting overwhelmed and trying to focus on the new thing to implement into the game and kind of sidelining some of the important issues like bugs and fixes and like fix I think the problem is that they have implemented new war bonds and new content faster than fixing bugs, and fixing bugs has been slow. So I think that's the problem. Like their priorities are not on what they should be. So now they have to go back and try to fix everything, and that's going to be a process because they kept putting it off for so long. So yeah, that's just my opinion. I don't know their inner workings. I don't know what they're doing behind the scenes, but hopefully they can get their shit together because people do love their work. People do love their work. Uh and they have fought hard to win back player trust. It would be a shame for them to lose player trust again, but yeah, we'll see. Western activists kicked from the industry. 50% game jobs are cuts are coming for, Western game studios. So apparently, uh what is it? Game studio jobs in California, 50% of the workforce has been cut in California. I think that's a win. I think that's a win because most of the problems that we've had in the gaming industry is because of Californication. Fucking activists from California, activists from New York coming in trying to change things and putting their ideology in games that the majority of they're literally one percenters. They're 2 percenters. They're literally the people.
no, they're one percenters. They're
th-
they're the top. They're the top of the 1%. Not the top, but like the top half of the 1%. Yes, absolutely.
they're 1 percenters telling the 99% how to think and how to talk and how to enjoy things.
Yes.
And
Yeah.
yeah, that's obviously hasn't been going well. And now they're at a point where they're jobless, which, in my opinion, is a good thing. It means that they can focus on other things besides games, which they obviously hate. They hate games, so I don't even know why they're in this industry in the first place. So, yeah, it's like, why don't you focus on your own passions, like gardening or traveling or not doing stuff with games? Like, why don't you just focus on other things? Like, fucking be a zoologist, study the different breeds of cats. I'd fucking do that. Like, dude, I used to look up cat breeds when I was like a kid and like would try to study like how you can tell the difference of what like cats like the difference breeds between cats and dogs. That was a hobby. That's what I did as a hobby as a kid when I was like 13. So it's like, why don't you do that when you're an adult? I don't know. There's like literally other jobs you could do. Oh, wait, I'm sorry. These are the same people who have degrees that don't amount to anything. My bad. I guess the best that they could do was be an activist on a journalist website because they took writing classes. My bad. Writing classes, quote unquote. Oh, wait, I was talking about journalists. Oops, my bad. Uh, they took writing classes in college, but their college degree is in gender ideology. My bad. I'm sure gender ideology, majoring in gender ideology will get you indoors and have a decent job. I mean, you could always go back to school and like get a doctor's degree. Actually, don't be a doctor. Never mind. Don't be a doctor. You could literally do anything else. You could literally do anything else. You
Excuse
can
me.
you can get into the construction force. Oh wait, that requires physical labor. You don't want to do that. You can work for the government. I know you hate the government, but you can literally sit at a desk and do paperwork and not be involved in other people's lives directly. I don't know. There's literally other things you could do. They're oh wait, they're probably not gonna get these jobs and complain to be homeless because they don't want to do hard stuff. They just want to complain on the internet. My bad. And they just want to tell people how to think and how to act. And yeah, this is why no one bought your games. This is why no one bought your games. So I'm not surprised. Oh yeah, do you remember that one guy getting an award a couple years ago at the Game Awards for what is it? Helping minority devs, minority quote unquote devs to find new jobs after they were let go. You know that guy?
Yeah, and I'm reading the tea leaves. I'm reading the tea leaves. Did it turn out that he was an asshole?
It turns out that he actually worked for Tencent.
Ah,
Like he was just
yeah, that's fair.
it was just a side job that he was getting paid for with Tencent. And he said that he made this organization that helps underprivileged devs. Like what? I don't know. It's just devs who have been recently fired to find new jobs, but there has been no word of if that actually
He's a,
happened. So it's
he's
like
a slimy one.
so we
Oh
have
my
homeless
goodness.
devs on the street. I'm being very very sarcastic here. I really doubt that they're on the street. They just complain about working in general. But these Californian types, uh, they just hate the game industry, and I'm just glad to see them gone. I'm just glad to see them gone. They were not adding anything valuable to the industry. They have tanked so many companies with their BSery, and I'm glad to see them go because
Can confirm.
there are other things that they can prioritize now, like getting a job in something that they like to do instead of doing a job they hate. All right, that's it. But yeah, is this going to be good for the industry? We'll see. We'll see. Sometimes I hear some good news, but it takes a while for it to actually be, streamlined into the industry, culture wise. So I don't know if this leaves room for new talent to come in, hopefully, but we'll see. I don't know. Time will tell. I'm just hoping that games can start being cool again. I mean, there are games that are coming out that are really cool, and it's just annoying that it's taking so long. It's annoying that it's taking so long. But yeah, we'll get
Yeah,
there,
we're I think
baby.
I think we are I think we're legitimately in a war for the soul of video gaming.
Yep.
And I think that that war has like become obviously clear with Visa coming in and declaring that they're gonna help gamers. They're gonna help gamers to become real gamers by controlling everything from the ground up, because That's what you do when you love somebody. You control everything that they do.
Yep. Oh, sorry,
Good luck with that.
sorry, SoCal Sam. I saw the hydration check, but I didn't. My brain was not connected to my brain. But yeah, thank you, SoCal Sam, for the hydration check. I appreciate it. Code deck can be vicious. Sometimes you have to completely rebuild a game if you get too much of it. Ooh, that's really not good. California does seem to inshitify everything they touch. Hi, Inferno Bread. Welcome in. I need that Halloween game out. A Halloween game? Are you talking about the Hellraiser game? But yeah, we'll see. We'll see how it goes. I can only hope that the gaming industry can learn from this. No, ma'am. What Halloween game are you talking about? We'll see. We'll see how it goes. We'll see. Michael Myers. There's a Michael Myers game? What? Hold up. Hold
Yeah,
your
I think so.
horses.
Was that not talked about?
Michael
Maybe.
Myers
Maybe not.
game? Well, to be honest, I haven't really been paying it. Oh, Halloween. Cool. I haven't been paying attention to any of the what is it, game announcements that have been going on recently, to be perfectly honest. But that's just my fault.
Excuse me.
Oh yeah, so there's some news. Apparently, uh Paramount Interactive is scrambling to get rid of the day one DLC because of the backlash. They actually got rid of the $30 price tag for the games or for the DLCs. So I don't know if they'll be available day one. I mean, they still have I don't know. They took off the what is it? The prices for the DLC, but they still have the bundles. They still have the bundles up. So I don't know. Are the DLC only available on the bundles? Because that's still gonna piss people off. But yeah, the Bloodlines 2 Backlash is not going well. They're trying to get rid of the 30-day day one DLC price tag, but I don't know what they're planning on doing. If they're like taking it.
Who did you say was doing this?
Paradox Interactive.
Okay, yes, okay. I for some reason I thought you said a different company name, and I was briefly confused, but I think that was just me.
You're fine. My brain isn't connected to my brain either. You're fine. Wait, so you play as Michael Myers, or are you hiding from Michael Myers?
I think it's both. So it's one of the it's the new game lobby system where one player becomes the villain, and then like several players have to like try and survive, and that goes like that for a while.
Oh, so it's
And
like
then it
similar
swaps
to
again,
Dead by
which is
Daylight?
a cool system. But every I don't know if I could. I don't know if I would. I like. I'm such a softie when it comes to like trying to scare people that I'm not that like because I don't internally hate them, so I'm not interested in causing them pain. So I'm like, oh guys, I don't wanna kill you guys. Look at you, you're hiding behind that closet. You think you're hidden. I'm just gonna walk the other way.
Oh my.
It's gonna be fine. But I like, yeah. So I don't know. It's like although when I did play Wolf Among Us or Among Us, sorry, when I played Among Us, most of the time I would just breeze through and I would like let everybody like develop as a team and have fun and like not hurt people. And then people figured out that was my strategy and they would go, "No, nobody's died for 2 rounds. Let's kick Sybe out. He's probably the bad guy." And so they would just do that and I'd be like, "No, I just want to be friends, guys." But then when I get like game face on, then I would just like run around. I would kill, like whoa, what, the round is over and there's only 3 of us left? There was 12 of us a minute ago. So yeah, so stuff like that. But yeah, I don't know. I don't know. I've never played those kinds of games. It is very interesting to me. I find that very interesting. So yeah.
Hmm. Oh. There was actually a controversy with Hollow Knight. There was a controversy, not Hollow Knight, Silksong. There was a controversy with Silksong, like legit controversy. So apparently, it is getting review bombed by Chinese players because the
Oh yeah.
Chinese translations are horrendous. And so they're getting review bombed for the horrendous translation of Chinese. And the devs came out and said, well, we were what is it? They said we're sorry for the rough translation. We'll fix it. We're sorry about that. And they do plan to fix it. So yeah, that was a legit controversy. They actually did no, they did something bad. They did a really poor job of a poor translation and stuff. So yeah,
Okay. All
yeah,
right. I mean,
something happened. Yeah.
yeah, this is not the end of the world. I have played, man, I have played. So most of my gaming experience in my like mid early teens was I played a lot of Japanese games that didn't have any translation whatsoever. So I like this is not the end of the world for me. I would look at that and go, I can handle it. I can handle it. Yeah, I can do it. I can deal. I can deal me
Hmm.
in on that. So yeah, for me, I'm like I look at that and I'm like I'm sure somebody can come up with a fix for it right away. I have translated so many games. Yeah, I wouldn't worry about that. You'll live, China. You'll live. There'll be a new tomorrow. Don't you worry.
Okay, so apparently, um, someone kind of summed up all the reviews of Silksong so far. They said, warning, this game is very hard, more difficult than the first Hollow Knight. TLDR of every negative review. One, currently the game's difficulty curve is a bit too steep, namely the Savage Beast Fly boss. And number two, the economy balance is currently askew, often requiring players to grind currency. So I feel like with a couple of updates, they might actually fix those issues, which doesn't seem too bad considering all the other slop that gets shoved out the door. So it's just balancing issues. I'm sure they'll fix that. I'm sure they'll fix that. I'm not. That does not sound too bad. Balancing issues, really? That's all they have. That's the issue that they have with the game. I personally, I don't think that's too bad. I think that's actually pretty good. I think that's pretty good. It goes to show how good the quality is that the only issues they have is balance. That's it. Okay. They have no bugs, no crashes, no controversial storyline. Uh, so no day one DLC, but week 3 DLC now? Probably. Probably. I mean, they still, like I said, they still have the additions up, the different additions with the DLC on them. So I don't know what they're going to do with that. Not sure, but I'm. Oh, yeah, they also are starting to do refunds. They're starting to do refunds for the people who pre-ordered the $30 day one DLCs. They're starting to issue out refunds. So what I'm assuming is that they're going to reprice the whole game, and hopefully, I'm crossing my fingers, hopefully they're going to add the extra content for free and just sell it for like $30. What was the main thing? How much was it? $40? No, yeah, they were gonna sell it for $60. So I think they're gonna get rid of the DLC and just sell it for $60. But the fact that they did this in the first place might hurt their customers' interest in the game in general. When it comes to Bloodlines 2, we're talking about Bloodlines 2. The fact that they overpriced the DLCs probably hurt people's interest and probably hurt sales. So, yeah. They did it to themselves. They kind of shot themselves in the foot. Sorry. Not sure, but I'm hoping it's similar to Friday the 13th. They're a single player version 2. Honestly, that fair. Yeah. But yeah, was there anything else you want to talk about, Saib?
No, I'm good.
Believe that's everything for now. Hopefully, we'll see how things go. I'm just glad that at least Paradox and some AAA companies have learned their lessons. Do not bite the hand that feeds you. They're starting to learn that now. Don't be too greedy when it comes to player goodwill. Don't be too greedy, because it will bite you in the ass. But yeah, thank you guys for being here. I appreciate every single one of you. Hopefully, Saib can appear next time in the stream. We're gonna have to figure that out. But yeah, appreciate every single one of you guys. Thank you for the lurkers. Thank you for the subs. Thank you for the follows. Thank you for the likes. Take care, rest well, stay hydrated. Thank you. I mean, is drinking tea with caffeine in it hydrating? I'll consider that. Are we ending? Boo. Oh, hi, Drax. Sorry. Yeah, we're ending. And you just came into. But yeah. Thank you guys. We appreciate every single one of you. And I hope you guys have a good day or night, wherever it's at. And we'll see you guys next time. Goodbye. 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 Goodbye.